Well, hello there, YouTube, and welcome to the 11th of July. She's supposed to be a smoker today. It's supposed to be like 89 or something like that, mid-90s tomorrow. Here comes the heat wave in the Pacific Northwest. Hold on, it's gonna be a hot one. Ourselves a train sighting. They get that windshield filled fixed for no other reason other than it gets in the way of my camera. Mama,
yes, huh?
it just has that sensation that it's gonna be hotter than Haiti down here.
It is.
And it's always considerably hotter here. Yep, buddy. Alright, so I'm gonna roll on down. Alright. Love you. See you. Bye.
I see you at the watering hole.
Alrighty, we'll try to make it a date.
Alright.
Alright. Bye.
Bye.
2013 Spyder STS. Yeah, it's nice and smooth. He's about to get the 2014 Air Scoop version kit installed. And what this does, it allows air while you're moving to get channeled in and blow down into the engine cavity, and it makes the bike a little more comfortable for the rider. It doesn't build quite as much heat in the underneath the bodywork. Voila, there she is. I think these covers look, covers, and they're scoops too. I think they look better. They just have a different shape to them, and it doesn't have that weird like little black grill thing there at the top. I like that way better. Ryan put one of these kits on that green RSS up there. God, that looks so good. That green just gives them a sharper, more modern look. And you guys surely didn't think you were going to get away without a test ride. There might not be one, depending on how much room I have to get around this truck. Just barely. I know these little guide things help quite a bit, but there'll never be one on one of my motorcycles. I find that thing so distracting. I absolutely can't deal with them. I don't know where your camera view is. Hopefully it's under it. So if you guys suddenly fall off and go flipping down the road, I thought something felt weird when I was taking the camera off of this old chop helmet yesterday. And then I was putting the thing back on, and one of the little lock tab things is no longer locking. It's only being held with one little clip thing. You know, the GoPros have the two little pieces you push and it slides off. This Toyota person might be a little lost. Where do I go to take my bike in for service? And what do we got here? It's like a Honda of some sort. It's an old Super Hawk. You guys remember them? We called them the Super Chickens. Old FJ. There you are, that's one fast ride on the ST. The STS. Gotta watch how fast you dive into this lot, because you can do a touchdown. Alrighty. do it like a double tap to get them to go. Alright. Thanks for coming along for the test ride. Grab my RO out of the front here. Flip around so y'all don't see any vital personal information. Look at that. Put my foot across the seat like a knucklehead. Hey. Alright. Poor old hero. This could definitely pose a problem. If you guys can see that, but she's she's cracked. It seems to hold really good with the one, but I've had this setup on here for so many years, and I just never touch it. So I'm gonna find an old GoPro plate and just unbolt it and bolt it on here. But even with the single thing, it seems to be holding on. I'm only going around the block. Alrighty. Alright. Let's take this RT for a rip. So with new Spyders, I get this, it comes up a lot. And it's the volume of the gas tank when the fuel light comes on. Number one, for whatever reason, BRP does not list the quantity of fuel left in the tank once the fuel light comes on. Fuel light is on this one. So basically the rule of thumb is there's about 1 1/4 gallons in there. Most people just round it off and say there's a gallon left. There's no way of actually, unless you came up with some way of siphoning the fuel that's in there out to the point, you know, the tank is dry, to get some idea. But so it's a 6.9 gallon tank. Well, if you ever had the tank out of one of these things, that's its total volume. The fuel cap sits lower, slightly lower than the top of the tank. So there's this air gap that no matter what, you can't fill it. And near as I can tell, that air gap is about a gallon. Because the most I've ever gotten one of these things, I was looking, you know, I was just curious today, I was looking. And I know Kelly and I, or me by myself, whatever, usually Kelly and I think on our trips, there's been times that fuel light was on for a long time. And we're like freaking out. And the most I've gotten is like 5.5 gallons. I think it said 5.47 gallons. And if you look down my list through a whole season of riding that thing, you'll see like 3 of those type fill-ups. So over time, you know, I end up somewhere where I'm really low on fuel. And anyway, one of the things people get is they say, I can't get all the fuel in there. You know, I only get about 3 gallons in once the low light's on. Well, they probably read their owner's manual, which states, stick the nozzle all the way in the tank and fill it until it auto shuts off and the tank is full. No, it's not. I bet you have a good 1.5 gallons more you can put in that thing, which would put me right at that average fill up around, you know, between about 4.5 is like my average fill up. And then when Kelly and I, you know, drive back and forth to work, you know, that loop of doing all that, those are right at about 4 gallons. And the tank is usually, you know, it's like at quarter or a little bit below quarter. It usually needs it by then. But so I mean, the light's not on, but you know, still I can get that much in there. So I say this with the greatest of caution, because this always leads people to totally misunderstand this and do it wrong and then create a mess. So it's very important not to overfill these things. The reason being, you overfill them and it's going to push fuel into your evap canister, your charcoal canister, which is supposed to be mostly fumes. It doesn't like seeing wet fuel in there. So what I do is I stick the nozzle in all the way. That way I can just give it full blast, you know, and not have to stand there and stare and look at it. I just boom, boom. Then I pull the nozzle out and I watch. And I always have my little shot pin light with me. So if in a place where I can't see it, I whip my little light out and I watch. And then as I see it coming up, I pull the nozzle so that it's just sticking in the tip of the nozzle, is just in the hole. And I lightly give it gas. And you'll see it, there's two little cutaway vents. You got the, you know, here's your gas cap. The hole's down at the bottom of the gas cap, or the gas fill hole. And then you'll see two cutaways. I lightly pull it until I see just the first little sprinkle of fuel. It's like splashback coming out. There's a little metal tube that goes down beyond the neck itself. You do not want to be over that tube. You want to be just either right at it or just below it. If you're above that tube, it's not going to end well for you over time. Maybe even right away. Because there's a hose at the back of that tank that goes right to that purge valve, or the evap canister, I'm sorry. And how the purge valve gets messed up is that people have saturated their tank so much that it's breaking down the charcoal that's in there, and little pieces of the charcoal is coming up and getting snagged in that electronic purge valve. It's just supposed to be air coming through there. It ain't supposed to be fuel, because that thing's going into your rear cylinder on these twins. It wise off and goes to both on California models. But man, it just creates a mess. So I tell you how I fill it in the greatest of caution. Don't mess your Spyder up. You overfill that tank, it's not good. And maybe even right away, it's not good. So look down there and watch. If you're worried about it, stick your nozzle in there so that the nozzle is below the little metal tube, and the gas, the pump will shut itself off as soon as it gets that high. Soft tail. That's probably be a safer way to do it. I know where to stop, and I stop. The way I do it, it never goes above that tube. So there's your Spyder lesson of the day. You're just never gonna, like, if you got a gallon reserve, you're not gonna get 6 gallons of gas in it. In other words, the average is probably 4.5, 5 gallons. And that's it. Alright, let me take a stab at trying to show you this. So here's your cap area, and there's your fill hole. And at the top you'll see them two little vents. But inside there, if you reach your finger down in there, it goes about 1.5 inches, maybe 2 inches down. I don't know if I can get it in a point where you can see it. You're not gonna be able to see it. But there's a metal tube that's about the diameter of the outside of this that goes down. You don't want to come above that tube. So what I do when I fill them is I'll pull the nozzle so it's just sitting in there, and I'll watch them two little vents. And as soon as it starts to sprinkle, it kind of flips back a little bit out of those two vents. That gas is right there, at just about to touch that inner pipe that protrudes beyond this hole. And now you'll get the maximum amount of gas in there with not overfilling. If there's a vent that goes to the evap canister that's sitting, if you have this plastic off, you'd see this vent that's sitting right there, and it's sitting higher than that cap, but if you overfill it, it splashes around and ends up getting sucked down in there. So but anyway, with the nozzle in there, man, if you go all the way down until, you know, stick it in like it says in the manual, which is probably the safer thing to do, you're missing about 1 gallon or so of gas, it seems like. But there you are. There's one more lesson of the day. And turn your cap till it clicks. It's actually an emblem that sticks on. Now that's pretty cool. I don't even think did we even say we're leaving work or anything out? I think the last thing I recorded, I was in the shop. And And then I turned to go get gas. Kelly goes, "Didn't you get gas yesterday?" I said, "No, we need." I looked down at the gauge. I'm like, "All right, the mine is the first thing to go." Couple of meatheads, little Dan and Abby. Those two love each other. Knotheads. Sure is nice and peaceful out here in the country. All that city traffic sound and crazy freeway driving. You get out here and it's peace. Well, hello there, YouTube. And probably gonna have dogs bark. That swallow just about hit the camera. Man, I could see the colors in him. He was so close. Dang, that was really close. Too bad the camera, he came from the backside of the camera. But we're probably gonna have dogs barking because we all came out and they all want to come in. They think it's gonna be cooler in the house, but it's not. You know how the house retains heat. Well, so far we haven't had to turn the air conditioner on yet.
Which is good, because that's a loud sucker.
Yeah, she's loud. I need to get a new one. But, whoa, look how bright that light is up there.
That is.
Oh, it's getting a reflection off the sun. You hear that? Or it's a UFO.
Yeah.
If it starts moving fast and darting around, I'll spin the camera around. Look, it just disappeared. Anyway, it was another good day, busy day. It was another Spyder, 100% Spyder day. I don't think we have any BMWs in for anything. There was one that had the wheels that got bent. Finally, the insurance thing got that all sorted out, and Ryan put the new wheels on it. You guys remember the exclusive? I think, was that my old demo? I don't think it was my old demo. It was a different guy, but it looks just like that demo I had for a little bit. So anyway, that's the only BMW in there being worked on at the moment.
Yeah.
Everybody's out riding them. It's that time of year they're all out doing their trips and adventures and stuff like that. But
all coming in the fall.
We barely. I mean, I was waiting for the sun to go down. All of a sudden, it was down. Ain't a cloud in the sky.
No.
It was just look at the pretty colors back there.
Oh, that is pretty.
But anyway, I think we're gonna cut it short on you tonight and roll on out so I can build my video.
All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. We really do appreciate it. We will talk to you tomorrow. Same smoke time, same smoke channel. Don't forget to give her a thumbs up. And I hope your Thursday or Friday are awesome.
Heck yeah. And for the two gentlemen that came in and said hey to us today, thanks for watching the videos. And it was a pleasure meeting you. Both of you guys.
And I was too busy to even say hey.
Oh.
It was crazy.
Yeah, she literally had lines up there all day. And swallows. It's going to be Revenge of the Birds, but it's going to be with swallows this time.
Yes.
Instead of crows and...
Well, at least swallows are prettier.
Seagulls. All right. So that's going to be it.
You guys take care.
Talk to you guys tomorrow. No, I was just kind of going to roll with you.
All right.
All right. We'll see you guys.
Bye.
Thanks now. Bye-bye. Another close one.
Mm-hmm. They're going to come down and get us.
Yeah.